So I'd like to tell you a story about Bethel in Russia. When we opened the work in Russia, it was the Finnish branch was in charge of the Russian Bethel to build everything. And the first thing they did to build, obviously, was a sauna. And this was not a small sauna, it was a really great sauna. It was a separate building, it was a house, it was big enough for a family to live in. It's really big, really great. It's not the best sauna I've been in my life. The best sauna is in the Finnish branch. It's like 99% humidity, 96 degrees centigrade hot. It's really hot, really great. And I might just add that a sauna in Scandinavia and Russia, it's not a luxury. It's not like a spa. It's a basic commodity. Like me, I'm a sheet metal worker, a roofer, and work out all day. You really enjoy sitting in a sauna and get the heat back in it. It's very good for your health, and it's not a luxury. And you are allowed to have a beer, even if it's on Bethel. And if you've ever been on Bethel, you know that the appearance is everything. This is a holy place and everything is... So even if you're allowed to have a beer, you're not allowed to carry a beer through the corridor because it looks bad. So on Bethel you see people stroll with grocery bags, with a towel on top and something that looks like a six-pack in the bottom. And everyone chooses to assume that this is one beer and 5 cans of Coca-Cola. So I remember I was in the sauna in Russia with a lot of brothers, and it's really good for health. We're sitting there, everyone butt naked, and it's warm, and we're drinking a beer, and we go out to take a cold shower, and I go to my bag and I get a beer, because you're allowed to have a beer, and go into the sauna, and we sit there, and then we relax and go out, have a cold shower, go to my bag, get a beer. You're allowed to have one beer, but there's no rule against how often you can have one beer. So I remember, late in the evening, it was just me and an elder there, and he was a bit tipsy at that point, and he pointed his fingers at me and said, "You are a spiritual brother, and I am a spiritual brother. We here on Bethel, we are spiritual brother, not like the brothers in the congregation out in the territory. They're spiritually weak. We cannot tell them things because they would be stumbled. But we here on Bethel, we are spiritual and you are spiritual. I can give you one example." Please do. And then he told me, he said, when it was prohibition, the society was printing Watchtower and Awake illegally, we make a big deal of that we had to steal electricity, because if someone was using that much electricity, the government might be suspicious. So they stole electricity, but we paid for it. We paid anonymously. And we make a big deal of that and tell everyone. But that was not the real problem. The real problem was printing paper. In the Eastern Europe and Soviet, to make sure that no one were printing illegal propaganda, like the Watchtower, they controlled paper. Printing paper and ink was a controlled substance. And electricity is really easy to steal. You just go by the meter. But you can't do that with printing paper. So what he told me, said, we had to bribe someone working on a printery or a paper manufacturer, so he would steal paper on behalf of the Watchtower Society. And he said, "We cannot say this to the rank and file because they're spiritual weak, but I can say to you because you work here on Bethel and we're spiritually strong." So that's the story he told me, that society stole paper. And obviously I got this information from a drunk naked elder in a sauna, so it's hearsay. But if you think about it, the Bolsheviks, they spent a decade scheming against the Tsar, and what they did that decade was to print illegal pamphlets. So they knew everything about printing pamphlets. Lenin had been printing pamphlets, and so obviously what they did when they came in power was to make sure that no one get hand of printing paper. So it's a very plausible what they told me. And if you think about it, if you really believe in God and you believe this is the truth, why would you have to steal paper? Wouldn't there be a miracle? And if it wouldn't be a miracle, couldn't God just blind someone temporarily so they drop the paper? Or if God choose not to do a miracle, wouldn't it the right thing to be to leave it in Jehovah's hand, like they do when there's a kid getting raped? You know, leave it in Jehovah's hand. So if Watchtower don't have printing paper and God don't use miracle, why would stealing be okay instead of leaving it in Jehovah's hand? Anyway, they stole paper according to him. So that's my story. And I have more stories. So if you want to hear them, please subscribe. Please. It would be fun. And I've been out cleaning window all day. And now I'll have my beer. So, see you in paradise.